Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Saturday. It's time to review the CBSI Hot 10 list. This came out a little late on Friday. I didn't have a chance to do it. Um, I was busy watching the new Thor Love and Thunder movie that just came out on Disney Plus. Yeah, overall, I did think it was that good. It certainly wasn't as good as the previous Thor movies. I think Ragnarok's still my favorite Thor movie. I'd put that up there with the Avengers movies. But yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. Just I think the best part of the movie was Christian Bale. I thought his acting is always superb, and I thought he did a really good job in the role. And of course, I like Chris Helmsworth, but they kept making fun of him too much and cracking on him, and I don't know. It was a little too corny at times. I think they needed a little less humor. I mean, I do like that there's humor woven into a lot of the Marvel movies. I think I know there was that other Thor movie that wasn't that great either, with the dark elf. I can't remember the name of it, but um, yeah, I think Ragnarok's my favorite, and then the first Thor movie. This one was definitely pretty low on the list, and obviously the results bear that out. As its audience score wasn't very good. Yeah, I don't think you'll see the director on any of the future Marvel developments. So let's jump into it. Enough about that. But it is on Disney Plus now. So if you have any interest in watching it, just don't go in with high expectations. I think you already know that. All right, let's take a look here. Let me blow up the screen a little bit more so we can kind of get a better view of what's on the list this week. This came out late yesterday, as I said. We'll start off with the honorable mentions first. First one is Chamber of Chills, number 19. Definitely one of the more famous covers from the 1950s. It's a classic cover. It gets homaged all the time. I just bought the Sabrina 30th anniversary special number 1 that I think Spectral Comics came out with that. And of course, it's a dead-on homage to this cover. This is the original. Having this in any grade is worth a lot of money. I mean, look at here, an 8.5 sold for $53,000, and a 2.5 sold for $11,000 this past week. So this is a book that probably comes out more in auctions, like heritage auctions will sell it. I mean, you could find it on eBay on occasion. I think the ones I've seen on eBay in the past have been very, very low grade copies, usually raw, where they're probably a 1 or lower. But graded copies are typically sold through auction houses at a premium. But yeah, it's a classic cover. I think it's always going to be somewhat in demand, and of course, it's a very, very old book these days. Hard to find in good shape, and more of them are going into private collections and just less for sale. So supply and demand dynamic. The other one here is all new Ghost Rider number 1. This is the Philip Smith 1 in 25 variant. This is not an old book. I mean, this come out in 2015, 2016. Print runs were a lot lower on Marvel books back then, for sure. And I think this one had a fairly low print run. So therefore, the 1 in 25 variants were probably not that prevalent. But a 9.6 just sold for $1,600. That's a lot of money for a modern book. I mean, I know it's the first appearance of the new Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, but man, that's a lot of money. Ben tends to agree with me on that. He says this is a hard one to track as the availability is so small, but that number is insane. I like Ghost Rider as much as the next guy, but this honestly makes little sense to me. It is a cool looking cover. I think that's Philip Smith's art, but yeah, it's a good cover. Just one of those books that's super rare. I don't think you're going to run across it at most shops. Once in a while, it comes up on eBay, but yeah, if you're a big Ghost Rider fan, that's one of those grails to go for. All right, number 10 on the list is Black Atlas, number 1. Um, I don't know much about this book. I was going to look and see if there was any copies on eBay real quick. Black Atlas #1. Don't see any copies. See a lot of Black Knight books on eBay. Yeah, especially the reprint. I wonder if some of these, if a publisher would ever reprint some of these older books. That'd be kind of interesting to see. But this is one. Ben says, I am even more lost with this book. Last sale was a month ago for $40. This week, multiple sales of $250 or more. Someone please help me figure this craziness out. Yeah, I don't think there's any news about an option. And I don't know. Is it sort of a Power Man, sort of a Luke Cage knockoff? Seems like it. But it's just could be one of those rare books that doesn't come up for sale very often. Very, very low print run, perhaps. Power Star Presents. Yeah, I don't know who the publisher is. I don't know much about this book, but $40 book going for $250. Number 9 is Bee and Puppy Cat #1, selling up to $25-$30. Second season having dropped this week on Netflix. 8 years is an extraordinarily long time between seasons. Has there ever been a longer drought on TV? Yeah, I remember waiting a long time for Rick and Morty. I think there was a big gap between season 3 and 4, maybe. I think it was between season 3 and 4. It was like a 2.5, 3 year gap, which is really terrible if you're trying to keep, a property hot. Taking long. I mean, obviously, Rick and Morty has a big fan base. I don't know about Bee and Puppy Cat. So this is not something I would go for. It's an anime cartoon type flavor. Rick and Morty, I'm a lot more into. I usually try to watch all the Rick and Morty episodes, but yeah, I mean, a lot of these creators, I don't know. I think with Rick and Morty, those guys made a bunch of money. They smoke a lot of pot. Probably the motivation just wasn't there. Yeah, I would imagine. Even though they have teams of people that work for them, I don't know. Just seems kind of ridiculous to go that long between seasons. Number 8 is Black Panther #1. Christopher Priest writing, Joe Quesada art. Says the price is recovering from a 50% drop that it took over the summer, where 9/8 fell below $300, rebounding to around $400 on rumors that OK will get her own series. Am I pronouncing that right? OK? No idea. D23 is this weekend. We will see if those rumors turn out to be true. Yeah, not a book I would really care to track down, but have at it. Maybe you have that in your collection. Pull it out, dust it off. Maybe it's time to sell it. Number 7 is Batman Dear Detective #1. This is the Bermejo 1 in 50 foil variant. I don't like the cover. I like a lot of Lee Bermejo's art. This is one of my least favorite. And having it in foil doesn't make it any more desirable. So I don't know. I don't think it is rare. I think it's pretty plentiful. It's selling around ratio. Just wait a few weeks. I bet you can get it below ratio. That's been the trend on DC incentive books. I'm telling you, just about every one of them, a week or two after release, drops below ratio, and sometimes half of ratio. So if I really wanted this, which I don't, but if I really wanted this copy, I would be probably trying to pay $35 or less. That would be my price point on that. And don't be surprised if you see some issues, a couple listings at that level. I definitely think that could happen. Number 6 is Dragon Ball #1. I know there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z, but card collectors, they're into the anime. This is way outside my wheelhouse, other than to say it's one just sold for $550 raw. Ben says, why is this sought after? Why did it double from 200 to 250? There's a lot of anime people. I mean, I can enlighten you very easily. There's a lot of anime people out there. There's way more anime collectors than there are comic book mainstream collectors. That is a fact. There's no doubt about it. There's probably 3 times the amount of people that are into anime than are into mainstream comic books. So you got the whole country of Japan, most of Indonesia, Malaysia. Yeah, I mean it's an international thing, and man, I wish I had thought to buy this when it came out. What was it, a $2 book at the time? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it was that long ago either. Let me see if there's any on eBay right now. Let's just see real quick. I'm not going to show you guys, but Dragon Ball #1. There's a 9.4 graded for $800. There is a very fine plus raw copy, new listing, for $321 plus $20 shipping coming from Canada. So there are some listings out there, but yeah, raw is going to be pretty expensive. Graded copies. The graded copy kind of varies in price. There's a 9.6 out there. I don't think I see any 9.8s though. Oh, there is a 9.8. A 9.8 white pages, $2,500, brand new listing. So that's the time to sell when everyone sees it on the hot 10 list. Somebody gets FOMO. Oh, I got to get one. I need to get a 9.8. Right? So I think there's only one 9.8 for sale on eBay at the moment. No, there's 2. There's no one for $2,300. Yeah. A couple 9.6s. Not that many raw copies though. But yeah, 9.8 is going to set you back a couple thousand at least. So there you go. Why is that book hot? It's because it's anime, and there's a lot of anime collectors out there. All right, number 5 is Batman 423. This book's getting a lot of attention lately, I think mainly because of the reprinting of it. There's been a couple Comic Cons where they've got a gold foil of it. There's a Virgin. I myself have the black and white set, Virgin and trade dress. Basically, it's a reprint. I'm glad I bought them. I got the set for like $65 or $70, and it generally sells about twice that amount on eBay. So, not surprising that the original, came out in the 80s, I believe. McFarlane did that cover. You got a couple things going for it. It's Batman. It's a McFarlane cover, and especially if it's a newsstand. The newsstands really go for some good money. It says 9.8s back during COVID were $450 to $500. It has been on the rise since and hit an all-time high this week at $3,200. Wow. And 9.6 newsstand also shattered the all-time high when it sold for $1,800. The price certainly drops dramatically under 9.6s, but this is now one of the most sought-after Copper Age books. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm okay owning my reprints. This is not a book I would. There's a lot of other books I would put way ahead of this one to spend $3,200 on. So, just my opinion on that. But it is a nice cover and it's a classic. And of course, there's always going to be people that want it. Number 4 is Detective Comics 1062, second print, 1 in 25, Tedesco. It's hard to see the cover because of the foil, but fairly rare maybe. I don't know how many are on eBay, but looks like about $100 book at the moment. Only thing I don't like about it is it's a DC book. A lot of people are definitely dumping DC books when they can. I'm going to look on eBay real quick just to see if they have that one listed. 1062 second print. And 25. Nice scheme to get retailers to buy more copies. Yeah, $125 listing, $150 listing, another one for $137. Another one for 10. That's auction at 102. Yeah, Tedesco's a good artist. I mean, I can appreciate the art in it, and having a second print 1 in 25. There are a lot of shops that are not going to order 25 copies of a second printing, especially not on a book like Detective Comics. It's a good combination to make a book expensive. So yeah, this is one I missed. I didn't grab one. I probably recall seeing one on eBay, or not eBay, but Midtown. And I think Midtown probably had it priced at double ratio. So I think they had it probably around $50 to $60. And even at that price, it's basically doubled since then. So yeah, in hindsight, that was a good one to pick up. Number 3 is Gun Honey, Blood for Blood #1. This is the Artgerm Virgin foil variant listed out of 500 copies. I have one of these. I just got my copy about a week ago from good old Stanley Artgerm. Selling about $80 to $85. The buy-in was about $40. They do charge a lot for shipping, though. I think the shipping was like $11. So they do charge quite a bit for shipping. Just be aware of that if you're ordering anything from Artgerm's website. His shipping costs are a little high. It is a good cover. It's a foil. I don't know if this book has any legs long term or not. I sort of bought it just because I like the cover. I have a little collection of Gun Honeys. I've got the Adam Hughes one, especially the ones that were exclusive to Forbidden Planet. There's a little bit of value there. So I'm just sort of wanted to add this to the collection. I don't intend to flip it or anything like that. It's kind of a unique cover, and Artgerm is always going to be fairly popular. So I don't know, down the road, maybe several years from now, this could still be a hot book if there's demand, if that character continues to be developed. Number 2 is Thor, number 411. I'm just going to read what Ben wrote here. He says, anyone else starting to think that the real pumpers of information are the so-called legitimate news sources? ? An article came out about Night Thrasher being the next Iron Man or something. How dumb is that? And sales in this book increased a lot. Basically, all the cheap copies were gobbled up, and raw copies are almost double what they were before, waiting for the graded price bump to occur, but it certainly will happen. Near mint raws are now $40 plus. So, first appearance of Night Thrasher, I guess, is the reason why this book is hot. It's got a cool juggernaut on the cover. Yeah, I think that rumor seems to be bogus. I don't know why. Night Thrasher sounds like a D-level character that they would put in the Suicide Squad, and he would be killed right away. So that's what it sounds like to me. Number 1 is Sabrina Anniversary Spectacular #1, the Dan Parent variant out of 200. I definitely like this homage. Planet Comics homage. Dave Stevens. Everyone knows this cover. It's a fairly well-known cover. Yeah, limited out of 200. It was on a website. I can't remember the name of the website. They had this one and then another one, both 200 print run. The other one's still not selling, still hasn't sold out. And this one sold out in a couple minutes. There's a couple copies that sold near $300. If you look right now, I think you can get it around $240. A couple buy it now is around $240. Yeah, it's a cool cover. It's a cool homage. I wish I had bought it for $25. I think that was the play on it, is anytime you see a really good looking homage cover that you think could get hot in the secondary market, you may want to grab up a couple copies, because you just never know. Something like this happens, but I certainly wouldn't go pay $240 for this book right now. I definitely think the price could come down on that. So just be careful about that. I wouldn't go chasing it at the moment. So there you go, guys. There's your hot 10 list from CBSI. Not a bad list. I like a couple books on here. I like that Sabrina cover. Obviously, I like the Gun Honey cover since I bought it. Who doesn't like Batman 423 cover with McFarlane Classic? Not in love with the Bermejo Batman cover, but there's people like Bermejo, I guess, and I think that's it. So there's maybe 3 or 4 on there on the list that I like. The rest of them, I'm not even familiar with them being a comic book. So, and that Chamber of Chills, man, maybe one day, I still dream about like going into a pawn shop and buying an old box of comic books, and like this happens to be in one of the this happens to be one of the old books in the box. Probably not going to happen, but you can. What's wrong with dreaming? You can always dream. So I'm here in Florida. We're getting some nasty weather coming through. My son was supposed to have a soccer game this afternoon at 3 o'clock. I don't think that's going to happen. We've had a lot of weather. I don't know if we're going to be getting a hurricane this year or not, but I think there are a couple of them out there in the Atlantic. People are starting to worry. We'll have to see what happens. But let me just check the chat real quick. Give a shout out to some people. Luis Ramirez 504, my good friend GTK Comic up there in the Canadian North. We got the immortal Biggie Shack. I Trapped the Guilty. Sounds good. Kenneth Bird. He's stopping by to say hi. And GTK Comics says, yeah, that Sabrina Spectacular has a first appearance of Nightstone. It's heating up. Both the parent exclusive. One is still available at Mutant Beaver. There you go. Thank you for that information, GTK Comic. So, yeah, there you go, guys. There's your list. There's your hot 10 list. Take it for what you will. I'm going to be doing one every week, every Friday, hopefully Friday again. That list came out like 9:30 last night, I think. It was pretty late, and I was a little too tired to do a video, so I figured I'd do it sometime today. Since it's raining today and it's just not much to do outside, good time to do the live stream. All right, everybody. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I will be doing another video on Wednesday highlighting New Comic Book Day. So look for that. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. I am posting all the time on there. New books that I get in the mail. I think I got a couple books maybe coming today in the mail if I get some time to go there later. So make sure you follow me, Justice for Comics, on Instagram. Make sure you're also subscribed to me on my YouTube channel and like and share the videos. Hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff that helps me slowly grow the channel. I'm growing the channel enough to make up for the ones that leave. So, it's not really growing. It's sort of just stabilizing itself. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all soon.